Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I just did the Miley Cyrus voice. Good morning, everybody.
It's more about the
It's more
journey
about the
anyway.
journey. Hi, everybody. So, very important this morning, if you haven't already, make sure that you are taking some sort of supplementation from Healthy Cell. Me, it's the Immune Super Boost because I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's not been a whole lot of sleeping all up in here. We're basically wearing the same things that we wore last night because
It's really the same period of time.
there's not been a whole lot of sleep.
So
So anyways, make sure that you're doing that.
yeah.
And you can boost your immune system, which I'm trying to do with the Immune Boost. 20% off your first order at healthycell.com/chicks. Do that.
Rumble.
Seriously, Rumble?
Seriously, Rumble?
Get it together.
Apparently we're not on Rumble.
It is not the day today.
Today is not the day, Rumble
We
people.
are not the ones. All right?
Anyway, I'm sorry if I interrupted you when you were talking about healthycell.com/chicks.
Mm-hmm.
There's also 7-day trial packs that are less than $20 that you can try it. Shipping is free. So get your Healthy Cell faux show.
How do you make that go away?
Oh, you have to go over here and then you have to go over here.
Oh, thank you.
Massive thank you to everybody that joined us last night.
Yes.
Thank you for
Oh
that.
my gosh, super fun. Especially when we couldn't figure out how to get the TV to work. I'm sure that was
Oh my God.
super fun for everybody.
Really, really strong performance on our part.
It was. We knocked it out of the park.
But also massive thank yous to the people who sent money over Venmo. I mean, such enormous generosity. The super chats here on YouTube, the stars on Facebook, the folks on Locals, we saw all of it. And just, I mean, like rubbing that right into our heart. Like that's just so nice.
Very,
guys.
very sweet. People are
So
complaining
nice.
about the sound. Where, like,
Oh my God, because we're not using the mic.
Oh my God.
Is this better, you guys? Oh my God, I'm so
sorry. Oh my God, Mark. Because the mic is not in front of us, you guys.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you've noticed, once again, we haven't slept much. So there's a mic. Is that better? Is that better,
Oh my
you guys?
God.
Is that a little
We
better?
are morons.
Okay. All right. Hi, good morning. Again, we're going to start this over. Good morning. Anyways.
Wow.
Yes.
That was really bad.
Mm-hmm. So there's that. Okay.
So apparently we sounded like we were in a concrete room. And
yes,
now
we were in a
fine
bathroom.
now.
We're a little bit better now because there is an actual microphone. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you guys. We're on about 2 hours of sleep. So actually that's better than expected because we were not expecting to sleep at all. And we slept 2 hours. So
yeah,
not bad.
I mean, I think that's way better. 2 hours
Not
is good. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, and obviously, I don't know how many of the folks watching right now actually paid attention to the debate, or if you paid attention to the Tucker Twitter thing, or what you paid attention to. But we're going to try to sort of, talk about all of those things. Of course, we're not allowed to show you any clips because everybody is so freaking possessive of their content. And Fox is like, you're not allowed. We're going to sue everybody.
Yeah, the Fox thing is ridiculous. We have to at least mention the ridiculosity of what Fox is doing. Listen, we don't have the kind of money to sue them, but we just don't. We're not that kind of an operation here. This is not the kind of operation that can take on Fox News. But I hope that like a Daily Wire or Breitbart or somebody that's big is contemplating something against Fox. Because honestly, it's insane what they're doing. This should be attention townspeople stuff that they're putting out there for the masses. And it's information that we all need. I mean, this is public discourse for crying out loud. Like these are the people that we're supposed to be electing into office. And so I don't understand why they're treating it like a sports event. It's not a sports event. It's not something that is just like, we get to hold on to this and you guys somehow don't get access to this information. Everybody should have access to this. And it's weird how it's so firewall-y, and I don't.
Well, and Ben Shapiro did a whole big thing about it, I guess yesterday.
He was freaking out.
He was absolutely freaking out. And we've been talking about this for weeks, about how ridiculous this whole thing is. And what he said, which is absolutely right, is that this is fair use news.
Right.
This falls under news and fair use. And what that allows people like us to do is play clips and commentate. That's what everybody should be allowed to do. And Fox is basically saying, no, you can't do that.
You don't get to do that.
It's ridiculous.
We'll sue you. I mean, they're saying 3 minutes. I mean, the rules are so commie, you guys.
So commie.
It's just so commie. It's not okay. Like, everybody should be really freaked out about these rules. And then, we're watching this morning, we're looking at, what Fox's coverage is of last night. And I'm looking at people that we've talked to, like the Ainsleys and the Brian Kilmeades and, people who we've talked to at Fox and we've interviewed for certain things and, books they've written and whatnot. And I'm wondering how they feel about this.
Yeah, because they're not allowed to say anything.
Right. Of course they're not allowed to say anything. So I'm wondering what they think in their brains, because, we've worked at media companies. We've been under the umbrella of a communications company when we've done radio and whatnot. And it makes you wonder, like, how they feel personally about this decision. And are they okay with that? Like, what they would say if they were on the outside looking in, what they would say about this decision and how they would feel about it. Because, some of them are like, this is bullshit.
They have to feel that way.
Right.
They have to.
And then they're probably like, well, but I'm taking a paycheck. So, I mean, I guess I'm just going to be quiet about it. There's an integrity thing here. There's ethical thing here where it's just, this is not okay. It's just not.
It's really not.
We should be able to share this information. And there are a lot of people who don't watch it. And plus, it's just making sure everybody is informed. And a lot of this is like, it's going to skew the election. It's going to make it so a lot of people aren't informed about certain candidates, and it's going to affect the outcome of the election, frankly. This is not okay.
Well, and meanwhile, it's going to backfire tremendously. The Trump-Tucker thing, the thing that had the counter-programming, as I think what they call it, that got so far over 130 million views. So Fox may want to let everybody show their clips because that's kind of pathetic. If you think about the number of people that likely tuned in to the debate, it's nowhere close to that.
No.
There's just absolutely no way it's anywhere close to that.
Right.
So, and we watched the Tucker Trump thing afterwards, and you guys, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So Trump was asked very good questions by Tucker. Like, for example, do you think Epstein killed himself?
Right. And do you think that they're going to try to kill you?
Yeah. Do you think we're on the brink of civil war? There was not a single direct question that Tucker asked that Trump actually answered, except that he finally got around to saying, I do think that Epstein probably unalived himself. I mean, he didn't use those words.
And like the Civil War thing at the very, like because he asked that a couple of times, and like the unrest and the Civil War stuff at the very end, he asked that again. And that it was, I thought, okay, well, he's starting to talk about how there is a lot of unrest in the country and he doesn't want to see that, but he at least addressed it. Like, he finally addressed it because Tucker had to ask it a few times. But it was a lot of the same stuff that we've already heard.
There was nothing new.
There's really nothing new. But I do think some of the questions that Tucker asked were good. They were good questions.
But he can dance. Like, he dances around. And so we don't know the answers to a lot of them. Like when he asked the question about, do you think that they're gonna attempt to like basically assassinate you because this is the only thing they haven't done, right? I mean, they impeached you, they like maligned you, they've now indicted you, they want to get rid of you. Do you think that they'll go the full way? And he would not answer the direct question.
The only thing I will say in response to that, which I said to you last night, as I'm like, he did say, I'm paraphrasing, of course. He was like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing what I do. So, and I turned to you and I'm like, he's the only guy that's faced this. And he's the only guy that's willing to, it's like, he knows that they probably will do that, or they may go to that next step. And he's willing to go, okay, well, I'll face the music. Like, I'll do whatever it takes to go against these people. Most people would have dropped out. Most people would have said, I cannot take this. I cannot take 4 indictments. I cannot take whatever's coming next, whatever's being thrown at me by these people. And Trump can take it.
He can with the help of a super PAC that's paying his legal bills.
Okay.
So, I mean, you got to look at it both ways, right? Like he can take it. He's a fighter.
Sure.
But he would not be able to survive this without running for president.
But most people could also not survive this emotionally either. And he is, for some reason, he is capable of, and even Tucker pointed that out too. He's just like, how do you do this? But
did he answer?
No, and I said that to you in the moment too. I was like, I wish he would, from a human perspective, he would address that.
Yeah.
I wish he would have addressed like how he's able to do it, not just from a logistical perspective, but I wish he would have addressed it from like you know what, this has been really hard as a human being. This has been hard, but I do it because XYZ. You know, I do it because I've got kids and grandkids. I do it because I love this country. I do it because of these reasons. I wish he would have done a little bit more of that, because those are the reasons that he does it. And I wish he would have, since it was a one-on-one conversation, I wish he would have talked to Tucker like he was talking to one, like he wasn't talking to all of us, like he was talking to one person. And I would have really enjoyed that. But
well, and there was a lot of the same old insults. There was even the whole thing about Ada Hutchinson, and Tucker was like, why do you call him that? And the answer was, well, I don't really want to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? Okay. So I still have no idea where that name comes from. If anybody knows, please let us know. But
I hear you.
That was just weird. And so a lot of it was just the same stuff that we've heard from Trump over and over again. There wasn't anything news breaking, and maybe that's okay, but I don't know if it helped. It didn't move the needle in that we have to all come to grips with the fact that he's going to be the nominee.
It didn't move the needle for people like you. It's so people that love him are still going to love him.
Right.
Without question. The people that are not in the Trump camp are probably not going to be moved by it. So it probably would have behooved him to answer some of those questions with a little bit more specificity if he wanted to move the needle for some of the people that aren't that are on the fence for him. So, I mean, that would have been helpful.
Yeah, I don't know that he has changed anybody's mind, because everybody that loves him is going to love him no matter what.
Right. But
we have to show this really fast, because you guys, I don't know if we've shown this before. This is the 4 Patriots Sidekick solar generator. This is it. This can power so much stuff. And I don't have I have the solar battery pack in a different place in this kitchen. It just folds out. You can charge it with the sun. So you can plug it into a wall and charge it up.
Which we do a lot at home.
And this one is like fully charged, I think.
My daughter plugs her phone into this thing.
That's the thing. Yeah, this is like fully charged. You can see it.
Yeah.
And but so you can charge it with the wall like a normal plug, or you can use that solar pack and you just unfold
and it has all the little ports in there.
Yeah. And then you could take it on a boat, you could take it camping, you could take it in your car, you could take it anywhere that you need power. It is so handy and little and itty bitty. And this is one of the many things that you can get to prepare yourself for any kind of emergency or disaster at 4 patriots.com. They have now extended just to our audience that you can get 10% off of any order, not just your first order, any order when you go to 4patriots.com and use code CHICKS. So that is quite a deal. So you should check that out, 4 patriots.com. Let me look at my other headlines before we get to some videos. Now, of course, we won't be showing you any videos of the debate because we're not allowed, because of Fox. And
now tomorrow, we were talking about tomorrow, there may be there was none from the spin room either this morning. There were none.
And I think those are allowed. I just didn't see any.
Yeah, and the spin room is like where all the candidates went into that, that room afterwards. That's the one that Kimberly and Don Jr. were not allowed to go in, and there's other people they didn't allow in, but it's just where all the candidates went. I don't know. Was Chris Christie even in there? Because he bolted off the stage last night.
Yeah,
he was like, bye, see ya. I don't want to talk to anybody after this. But yeah, I don't know who was in there and who wasn't. I think a couple people afterwards were like the Nickies and the, I think most of them were in there, but I don't know if Chris Christie was in there.
I would assume that they were all. No, Don Jr. did not get in, and we'll show you that video in just a moment. I know that according to the Daily Mail and other publications too are saying that Vivek was the winner of the debate, if there is such a thing to be. But that was a narrow win over Ron DeSantis. It was 28-27, and then Pence was third at 13, according to the Daily Mail's polling. I mean, it's different depending on who you ask, right? But that's what the Daily Mail said.
That's polling. And then there are headlines. They have like the New York Post said that they were all great. New York Times said Vivek basically won the spotlight. Washington Examiner said that Nikki was basically the winner, which is crazy.
Wow.
And then, I know. And then USA Today said that it was Vivek and Haley. And so Ron DeSantis wasn't anywhere to be found. He just was, and it wasn't anywhere.
And he had a great night, I thought. It's just that he didn't make any.
Nobody
paid attention to him.
And then he was like fourth on the list of time. So Mike Pence got time talked. Okay. So Mike Pence was number one and who they gave time to, which I am astounded by that. I cannot believe
he was so fighty last night.
It makes you wonder too, like, was that by design? Like, is it because I don't know if the moderators were planning on giving. I mean, it's weird to me that he got the most talk time, you guys. So Pence was number one, and then DeSantis was fourth on the list, I think, for talk time.
And Vivek was second.
Yeah. I think it was it Haley that was third?
I think
it was Haley that was third.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, the fact that I was not expecting, if you would have told me that yesterday morning that Pence would have been number one for talk time, I would have been like, you crazy, get out.
I know, right? But yeah. And wow. And so now you kind of get a sense of who will likely be on the debate stage in September. I just don't know. It all seems so pointless. You know what I mean? It seems like so utterly futile that they're fighting this out for the best second placer. Because this country, apparently Republicans are they really want Trump, and that is that. And that is how it's going to be.
Exactly.
Despite the fact that it is, in our view and many others, unlikely that he can win a general.
Well, I mean, I feel like it may be a race now for like some of these people, like a Vivek, he may be looking to be a VP. I don't know.
Which would be a good choice for Trump.
It'd be a fantastic choice for Trump.
It would be a very, very good choice.
Vivek would be a really, really good choice because a lot of people are seeing him sort of rise to the top. I mean, yesterday, like last night, he did a fantastic job last night. I don't know if Nikki would ever want to do that. I don't know. Maybe she would. But Chris Christie is not one of those people he doesn't fall into that category. He hates him. And like Asa, I can never remember his name.
Yeah,
Asa, he's going to be gone. I mean, Burgum, I don't think is going to last very long. He's going to drop it. He's even going to make the next debate. He's probably not going to even make it. So some of these like stragglers are going to be gone the next round. But there is the potential that some of these people are like, you know what? I'm going to stick around. Maybe I'll be VP. This is what they do, right?
I mean, just how long? Like, how long is this going to go on? And will Trump get on a stage with maybe the final 3 or 2? I don't even know. I have no idea. But it seems all very pointless.
Yeah. I mean, the jockeying for just other positions. If it's not VP, there will be other cabinet positions.
Before we get to videos really fast, I did write down because I thought you would be interested remember when we talked about the New York City guy that jumped off of a building, like 75 stories, and he like split in half on the way down. Then there was like an arm flown over somewhere. Remember? Do you guys remember us telling you about that?
I do.
It was a 17-year-old kid.
What?
I just read the headline this morning. It was a 17-year-old kid who had just broken up with his girlfriend.
Oh my gosh.
So that's who that was. Horrible. Horrible. And also for those people who tuned in yesterday to the beginning of our debate coverage and heard me talking about how my son's lacrosse coach was killed in a car accident the night before, there was no, remember how I said too, that the school was saying no prayer is allowed at the vigil. Right. They didn't have any. There was prayer before in separate smaller circles, but the high school did not allow prayer of any formal kind at the freaking vigil last night.
That is the point of a vigil.
I just cannot believe how the school has handled this. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you're loud about it.
I'm trying to be loud to just you guys, you know what I mean? And then I'll keep being loud because this is so stupid.
Every single lacrosse mom needs to get up in their faces.
That's just the worst.
It's just craziness.
Horrible, tragic.
How can there not be prayer?
What is the point of a vigil?
That's the whole, like, why
is the whole point.
What do you do at a vigil if you can't pray?
I know.
What do you do?
It's just awful. It's just so awful. And no one, I mentioned this too, no one got all of the team together at all during the entire school day yesterday. No one got the team together to just hug and hurt together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And here's the clincher on that, you guys. So it was that school was where that is the coach. He coached her son's school, and they didn't get those boys together. Other schools, like schools that they played against in the area, they got their boys together.
Because they all played against this coach. Everybody knew this coach because he also coached club lacrosse in the city, right? So many boys.
Other boys at other schools that got together and they prayed.
Not our school. They
can you imagine?
They said, we're going to offer you up some like safe spaces, essentially. And then the kids were expected to reach out or go to those spaces proactively. Kids aren't going to do that.
No.
They need to be called together. And that was like the school's only job. And they completely effed up. And the response that they got from one of the moms who wrote the athletic director and said, other schools got their boys together. What are you doing?
To like get together and pray for our coach who just passed away.
And his response, I have to find it and like read it verbatim because you guys will not believe.
Losing my mind over this yesterday.
It was so unbelievably callous. So the response was, I'm sorry you feel we haven't done enough. We've been working all day as well.
Okay. That's
wow. And this was after, I mean, I can like read you exactly what she said because what she said was completely reasonable and it needed to be said. She said, the lacrosse family has been communicating all day. I'm very disappointed that no one brought the team together today.
Oh my God.
Hamilton Southeastern gathered their students, as did Cathedral, as did Guerin. These are all other schools. Mm-hmm. I'm disappointed that our boys had to go to school and not have a minute together. This is a huge tragedy. He has been a part of their lives for a very long time, not just high school. He has coached most of the seniors, and my kid's a senior, for the last 10 years. At least we can gather tonight with the rest of Indianapolis, which they did at the vigil, but then they weren't allowed to pray.
And he answered, well, sorry, sorry you're disappointed. We've been working all day. That was his response.
I just cannot.
I know, right?
So
it's just unbelievable.
So mad. And I'm sorry to get off on this tangent. Yeah. But I'm very, very, very upset about it.
This is our schools, man.
Oh, there was a mom of an HSE player who was there. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for being there. And that's the thing. There were busloads apparently from Culver, which is like a couple hours away. They were busing some of the kids and like seniors that had graduated last year came and spoke. And I mean, I hate that I missed it. Obviously, I love being here with her, but like, you know what I mean? There's a part of me that is relieved to have missed it because that would have been I would have been a complete wreck.
Yeah.
But also I'm just so glad that they had something since the school failed them so badly.
I just cannot.
It makes me so freaking mad. Anyway, back to the show. And thank you for allowing me to vent a little bit. One thing that we do not have in this Airbnb is my pillows. The bedding is very nice.
Okay? It is. It's very nice. But the pillows are weird.
They're just not the same.
It's just weird.
As what you get when you have my pillow.
Yeah.
Right?
We're very spoiled by my pillow.
So spoiled.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying that we look the way that we look because of my pillow, but I'm not saying it either.
Right. It's like, I don't know if you guys noticed. Right. Uh-huh.
And by the way, if you are into leopard looks such as this, if you go to mypillow.com/chicks, you will see that there's an 80% off section. This was in there. So many other things like have ginormous clearance closeout sales. The prices are amazing.
They still have those schlubby sweatshirts too.
They have the schlubby sweatshirts.
The sweatshirts are in there
They're
too.
like $14.99.
Oh my God,
are you serious?
Like, listen, I know it's 111 degrees in Texas, okay, but fall and winter, it's coming. It's coming.
For real. So please, 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 while they're still celebrating their 20th anniversary, while they still have the closeout sales, get yourself to mypillow.com/chicks. You can still get the limited edition original My Pillows queen size for less than $20. Make sure you use the code mypillow.com/chicks. Should we get to some videos?
Let's do it. We got some videos. We actually do.
We do have some videos to share with you. Oh, good. Ron got him and his brothers 2 pillows each using code chicks.
Good.
Very, very good. Yay. Okay. So before the debate even started last night, Joe Biden was caught after a workout and they wanted to ask him if he was going to watch. And here is how that went.
It could be a late night for Biden.
Will you watch the debates later?
I'm going to try to see as much as I can.
What's your expectation for the GOP debate today?
I haven't.
Seriously? And he said something like, I've been working out for the last
hour and a half. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Doing those ice cream curls. Okay. Okay.
Ice cream curls.
Give me a break. Yeah. There's no way on God's green earth that guy stayed up.
There's no way.
Watch the debates.
There's no way he made it.
No.
No possible way. Although he's in Lake Tahoe. And so there was the time difference.
Yeah, but his brain doesn't understand time differences. True. He doesn't.
That's true.
Yeah, no, he doesn't adapt that quickly. He's like 100 years old. There's no way.
Okay, so let's get to the other thing that happened before the debate is that the DNC chair, whose name I cannot even begin to tell you, I don't know who this guy is, but he is the DNC chair. So he had a couple of things to say about the debate ahead of it. One of the things he said is that basically all the people on the stage are the same, and here is how he decided to insult them.
Sum this up for you all. No matter who you pick, this group is as extreme as it gets. A bag full of MAGA apples, and they are all rotten.
A bag full of MAGA apples.
Bag of MAGA apples.
Bag of MAGA apples.
All rotten.
Mm-hmm. What is that? Like, it's like that whole MAGA thing. Everything it's just become MAGA. I'm kind of sick of that.
I am too.
God, I'm sick of the MAGA thing, you guys. Like, everything is like the red hat MAGA thing, you know? And why? Why is it that? It's like they've tarnished the red hats. Like, I can't even wear I have a red hat that says tacos on it. And I love that hat. I can't wear it.
You can't?
Because in Texas, I kind of
can.
But I mean, like the red hat thing, it's just, it's become so stupid because it's like, you know, because
the left ruins everything.
They ruin everything.
Yeah.
It's just dumb. Yeah. It's like and what is wrong with making America great? What's wrong with that?
There didn't used to be anything wrong with it until the left completely bastardized the term and ruined it for everybody.
Right. It's just, I
hate them.
Yeah, I do.
Same dude, same DNC chair was asked about whether Biden plans to debate the eventual nominee. And you guys, they're already hedging. Look at this.
President Biden committed to debating in the general?
We have not had a conversation about that at all. I'm sure one day we will, but it's not today, and I don't have any news on that. But what we're going to continue to do is continue to govern because Vice President Harris and President Biden have a job to do, and they take it serious. So when we have news on that, we'll let you know.
Okay. There's no way. There's no way he's going to debate.
Oh my
God. There's no way. I mean, he didn't do it the last time. Did he do it the last time? Did he debate the last time?
Yeah, they debated. But I mean, they absolutely should do it. I don't care if we've seen them before. We know who they are. One was president, one is president.
He's not going to do it. And I'll tell you why. I think here's why I think he's not going to do it. One, because he's too incompetent to do it. Like he can't handle it this time, you guys. There's no way. We've seen him like for the past, 2.5 years, 3 years, completely, he just can't. Like when it comes to getting up on a stage and actually functioning from a cognitive perspective, he can't do it. But two, it's like, I think at this point they need to keep him in the like it's the basement thing that they did the last time. There's no way.
Oh my God.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
And he's also going to use the Trump thing. I think he can use the Trump card because, well, if Trump isn't debating, then I don't need to debate. Because why would he need to debate? Because I'm so far ahead. He's going to do the same thing that Trump.
But
is
he's
doing.
not far. They're neck and neck.
He's not
Biden and Trump. If
no. I'm talking about with anybody in the Democrat Party.
Oh,
he's going to he's going to do the same thing that Trump is doing. Why would I need to debate?
No, but that guy was talking about the general
with Trump.
Yeah. So I mean, Biden's definitely not doing any primary debates, but he better debate Trump. And that's what they were saying is that we haven't committed to any general election.
Yeah, but does Trump want to debate him?
I think Trump wants to debate Biden. I can't imagine that he doesn't want to debate Biden. You know?
I guess. I don't know.
He wants to show a contrast. He just thinks that he doesn't need to debate all the other GOP primary people because he's so far ahead.
Right.
But I think he wants to debate with Biden.
I don't.
For sure.
I mean, I don't know. And would he want to debate Gavin? If it was Gavin? Would Trump be okay debating Gavin?
Yeah, because he said in the Tucker interview last night, remember, he was all cocky about being able to beat Gavin.
He was, but I don't know about debating him.
I think he would want to. I think he would. I think maybe I'm overestimating him. I don't know. I think he would.
Yeah. Okay.
I really do.
Because I don't know if it's going to be Joe Biden, you guys, at this point. I really don't know.
And we should hope that it is only because he would be the easiest person to beat.
Oh, he'd be the easiest person to beat. If they shove Gavin in there, I don't know.
There's a lot of stupid people, man.
Oh my God.
That'll be like, Gavin is so dreamy.
They're so dumb. So dumb.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Speaking of dumb, there's also another person who is at the same, whatever this was at the DNC, a DNC representative who is trying to suggest that Democrat-led big cities are where everybody wants to be right now. It's like they just don't even know that crime and looting and shoplifting.
Like Pittsburgh?
You're right. But this is what this woman actually said.
So I would suggest that anybody thinks that this country is in decline, come to cities. Because Democratic mayors all across the nation are creating great places where people want to be, where growth is happening, and where our economy is growing.
Oh my God.
I just could not believe it.
So let me sum this up for you.
Well, yeah. This was at the same. Yeah.
She said that yesterday, you guys, with a straight face. She said that yesterday.
Yeah.
While that crap was happening in Pittsburgh, while Democrat cities are literally crumbling. I mean, before our eyes, they're just crumbling. She said that out loud.
She said it out loud.
With a straight face.
Yep.
Wow. That's remarkable, isn't it? She's serious. She's serious, Tanya. Serious.
Oh, yeah. She completely meant it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's absolutely insane. And then you know that the people who are in the ruining big cities are like,
yeah,
we want to get the F out of
like
the big
people
cities.
in Chicago are like, come for the food, get murdered. Come on. It's nuts.
Let's have some reaction to last night's debate. We're going to kick it off with Ari Fleischer on who he thinks won.
What do you say, Ari?
Yeah. And I am neutral. My job here is to tell you what I see and just call it as I see it. And I thought Ron DeSantis had the strongest night of any of the candidates on stage. He did it with his answer on lockdowns, reminding people that Florida opened early when it was controversial to do so. He did it with his answer about use of force involving Mexico and drugs. And he did it about focusing on the future instead of the past. So I thought DeSantis was real good. Second,
Let's go around.
I find that so interesting.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I find it's interesting how everybody has a winner, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's like, and you wonder if people just go in like who did you think won last night?
I thought Vivek probably had an edge over DeSantis.
Did you? Okay.
But I thought they were both really strong. And then if I had to pick a third, I guess maybe Nikki.
Yeah, I think I was not expecting Mike Pence to get as much airtime as he got. I was like, why is he talking so much? But I feel like Vivek probably stood out the most. Like if you watched it and you were objective last night, you'd be like, wow, this Vivek cat, he's saying some stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's working the room, you know? And he seemed like he was confident and, you know, I thought he did a very good job. He got nailed he got nailed by
people went after him hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was attacked the most, I think. I don't know if that's because of his youth. I don't know, or because he was one of the few businessmen, like one of the few outside, you know, like the political realm guys on stage. But yeah, I think he probably did the best. And then, Ron was up there probably in the top 3. But he
considering how much less he talked.
He didn't talk a whole lot. Yeah. And he looked kind of nervous.
I didn't get the nervous from him.
I just don't think
he was like, he came to party.
He did. I just don't think he's a good debater. It's like some people are not good test takers, but they're great at school. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's how DeSantis is. Like he's not a good test taker, but man, he can perform. He's one of those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just think in that sort of a forum, he's kind of like, I really hate doing this crap. Can I just do my job?
Right. Yeah. He'd rather be doing something
right.
productive.
He doesn't like that crap. You can tell he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Vivek shines in that sort of he's like, I love being up here on the stage. I love doing this. You can tell he loves that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not he can do the job, I don't know, because we've never seen him do anything like that. But he did great last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next there's this panel on CNN, and I think this is Dave Urban is his name. He's basically giving an overview on the whole evening itself. And I think he uses a pretty accurate word to describe it.
The kind of first impressions, David Urban, let's start with you.
Well, I think tonight proves that you don't need Donald Trump to be in a debate to have a shit show there, right? So, I mean, it was complete train wreck.
I love the after hours.
I think it's cable. The moderators, I think, didn't do a great job controlling the crowd. I think, a lot of the candidates were stepping on one another. I don't remember which candidate said, like, American people don't want to hear this. They want to hear people argue. They want to hear policies. They want to hear ideas. This is a chance to put things forward. And I think a lot of the folks did a great disservice to their own candidacies by just, talking too much about things that don't matter. They want to talk directly with the people. I think the big winner tonight was Vivek Ramaswamy, who kind of took up most of the time of the debate.
Scott?
He actually didn't take up most of the time in the debate.
Not according to actual stats.
But he made the impression on you and the shit show that you saw, apparently. I just find it interesting because, like, on the Democrat side, you just don't see lively debate because they pick their guy for them, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like they got the commies over there. They're like, this is who you're going to get. That's the difference, right? So,
and I know a lot of people complained about the moderators too, but to be fair, that was a humongous stadium audience, and they were very poorly behaved.
They were.
Like when Brett Baer and Martha McCallum had to turn around and be like, "You guys, the more you do this, the less talk time everybody's going to get." Like when you have to say that, the audience they were the ones that made it a shit show.
Yeah.
Why?
Who were those people?
There was a lot of people. I don't know how they got in.
How do you get picked for something? I don't know how you get picked, but man, it's like, where did they learn their manners?
Yeah.
5,000 people, Chris said.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. And if you're unruly,
right,
that's not okay. Yeah, because people were saying the moderators were bad. I would never want that job. Because you're having to deal with like the crap show on the stage, and then you're having to deal with the hecklers behind you.
Right.
That just seems, you cannot pay me enough to do that job.
Oh my God, for real.
It would be terrible.
Dana Bash and this fellow are also breaking things down. He has a point to make about Asa Hutchinson and Chris Christie specifically.
Chris Christie and Asa Hutchinson, at times on the station, you just heard from the audience, they are not aligned with where the Republican primary electorate is right now. That is not a good place to be if you're seeking to win the Republican Party nomination. And I think that tension was on display for Christie tonight.
But the argument that Chris Christie in particular makes is the people who are not going after Trump, they don't get that you're not going to take down the front runner unless you try to take down the front runner, and that he's really the only one who's doing it in an aggressive way. I think one of his lines is, you got to get Donald Trump, you have to actually go through him.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. It's just that the polling that exists right now suggests a large swath of Republicans are not even open to considering Chris Christie.
Okay, let's talk about
accept that.
Yeah, they don't. I think he's
very unlikable.
And how does he get past this? Like, I know he was polling well in New Hampshire, but like, that was not a good night for him.
No, he just seems very unlikable. And I just can't, I mean, can you guys imagine a Christie presidency?
And he was
Anybody?
trying to do the whole like Rubio thing on Vivek by calling him like
totally
Chat
did.
GPT
Right.
guy.
Right.
It didn't work.
It's like it was all the same stuff that he did before. There's no way. There's no way that guy's going to be president. He just needs to stop.
And Asa, I mean, just bye.
Every
Like,
time
what
he
are
got
you
on the
doing?
screen, I was like, I checked out.
I mean,
I
for
started
real.
falling. I took a nap. I took a small little cat nap every time I got on the screen. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Why does his mouth turn up? He's freaking me out. I don't know. He needs to go away. Bye.
All right, like hold your breakfast if you've already eaten. But we do have some great analysis from the losers over at MSNBC, and this is quite a basket of losers weighing in on what they thought.
Clip or when he did the Chat GPT line at Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy just seemed like sort of your annoying freshman roommate in college. And it's not clear what he was trying to do other than to be provocative at every moment that he could. And DeSantis was just yelling a lot. And I'm not sure why he was yelling and why he thinks that yelling made him seem that he had more stature than he did. But I mean, other than Nikki Haley, who I thought acquitted herself quite well, to be honest with you, and seemed like a reasonable Republican politician who kind of made sense, none of them to me even attempted to sort of project the kind of stature a president would have, other than at times Mike Pence, who of course was the most unpopular.
Mike Pence exceeded expectations in terms of being a more nimble debater than you might have expected him to be, more forceful and more punchy, I think, in terms of his fighting with Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy certainly, I think, was the dominant figure in the debate, for good or for ill. I'm not sure he did himself any favors in terms of people liking him, but he took up the most airtime. It sort of felt like he was the snappy podcast host, and it was his podcast and everybody else was his guest.
I thought he was sort of running to be Jesse Waters fill-in. Like he seemed much more like a Fox host who's used
commentator.
Trying to get a word in on the five. You know, like he seemed more like a banterer than a policymaker. I thought that maybe rivaling the most important moment was the need to defend Mike Pence, who was the target for political assassination on January 6th. And when Chris Christie said we didn't just begrudgingly say, oh, it's all right that he read the Constitution and abided by it, it's to be celebrated.
What he's doing.
Oh, God, I just cannot stand any of those people.
I know.
It's like they're all in the same room.
Right? It's like the worst gaggle of people
I'm just
ever.
very uncomfortable by that
Oh my
entire
God.
panel. Okay, yes, I know. We gave them airtime. Sorry, Dragonfly.
Well, we're
Yeah,
trying to,
we're
because we can't play any of the debate.
Right.
So we're
We ha-
trying to give
and
perspectives.
this is how the other side feels. And it's interesting how the ones that they really love up on that stage are the ones who are so for war. Those are the ones that they just really, really love. And then I'm uncomfortable with a lot of that. Like, listen, I really like Nikki Haley. Y'all know that. I like Nikki Haley. There are people who, like, just because I'm like, she did a great job last night, people are like, I'm never listening to you girls again. She's a warmonger, you know?
There was somebody
that said that about us yesterday. And then listen, I don't like that about her. I mean, I really like her as a human, and I like other things that she's done, but I don't like this whole notion of we're just going to keep giving money to Ukraine without an accounting of it.
Right.
Like, I don't understand why people on our side are doing that. I don't understand why people on the left are so warmongery now. Like we flipped.
Yeah.
We have
crazy.
flipped. It's the weirdest thing. And it's so weird to see all these people on the panel salivating over war. It's just bizarre now. I don't understand what is going on. Like, in the past 15 years, we've seen such a flip in ideology. We're the hippies now. Like, what is that? Like, we're the punk rock. We are the punk rockers. We're like anti-war. It's just bizarre. So anyways, when I saw a lot of that last night and she's screaming, Nikki Haley screaming at Vivek and saying, you don't have any experience in foreign policy. And there was like that back and forth. And I get that he is the outsider coming in and he doesn't, and I'm not saying I'm in the bank for, I'm not like on Vivek's side or anything like that. But I do appreciate that he's bringing stuff up for people on that stage, like being indebted to corporations or different people, and in him saying, I'm not in bed with anybody, and I need to bring this stuff up because there are people in the audience and watching this on television who are concerned about the fact that we're spending so much money in Ukraine. and we're not spending it here at home.
And that's a reasonable concern.
It is a reasonable concern. It's reasonable. And for her to just be like, you don't have any foreign policy experience and I've done this. And I get it. She does have foreign policy experience, but a lot of us out here who are so sick of seeing our citizens not being taken care of and everybody else in the world being taken care of, somebody needs to answer that question. And I don't feel like that was answered enough for me last night.
She made such a good point before we went live about a legitimate fear of a Vivek president. Tell what you said.
What did I say? I don't remember. What did I say? What did I say? I don't remember. It's so early.
It was so good, you guys.
I don't remember what I said.
What you said was that if Vivek somehow became president, he doesn't understand Washington. And so the fear is that he would go in so blind, just like Trump did at first, and look at all the mistakes that happened with the people that he selected.
Right. Okay.
Vivek would be in that same position.
Yeah. And it's because I like him. I really like him. And a lot of people do that. I think that's what happens. I think that's the fear that I have with a lot of outsiders going in, because I love Trump. I was so excited when he got into office. I was so excited about him getting in there and just busting shit up, you guys. I was so like, yay, this is the guy. And then they get to you and they just wear you down. And I'm like, okay, well, Vivek is another possibility of that sort of same kind of, he has the same kind of characteristics, right? Because he's a businessman. He's brilliant. I mean, he's optimistic, he sees you, right? He sees the smelly people in the swamp and he's like, I see what you're doing. I'm onto you. But then if he got in there, man, they would set their sights on destroying him. And he's so good, he's so good natured that it just makes me nervous for him, because I'm like, they would go at him just guns blazing and they wouldn't stop until he was destroyed too. It makes me a little nervous for him, because I don't know, is he ready for that? Is he ready?
It's a question. And that's a huge notch in the pro column for Trump, is that he learned, I think, from his mistakes,
right,
in terms of who he picked to surround himself with. This time around, he would be like, oh, it is on.
I'm ready for you. I'm ready, bitches.
Yeah, it would be on.
That's the thing. But I still feel as though Vivek would be a good VP.
Yeah, for sure. He would be an excellent choice. Mm-hmm. Now, here's what Adam Crybaby Kinzinger says about Vivek. This is just unreal.
It is unreal.
Vivek has wanted to be famous his entire life. He tried to start a podcast that failed. He decided to run for president to become famous. Unfortunately, he's becoming famous. And when he's on television and he doesn't allow anybody else to speak, I hope that he either changes the way he debates on TV or is never invited back on any show.
You think this might play with just a certain percentage of voters, people who are conspiracy theorists, QAnon members? That's what you're saying?
Well, it does. It plays with that group, but what he's also trying to do is just show, like, I can take on the media. I'm the tough guy. I'm the one that doesn't trust government more than Donald Trump or anybody else doesn't trust government. I can't tell you why. This is an answer I don't have as a Republican, but for some reason, this idea of not trusting government and conspiracy theories have become like new currency in the GOP. People have to push back against this. Others on the stage have to push back against this.
But why do people have to push back against this? He's like, first of all, projection much with the whole being like, popular, being
and
out there
famous.
and famous.
Okay, Adam.
Right. It's like such a projection. But I mean, like, second of all, with the whole not trusting government thing, why is it? What have they done to make us trust them?
Exactly. All we learn these days is reasons not to trust them.
Right. I mean, this is the thing. It's like, so we're supposed to just walk around like lobotomized lemmings and just blindly trust our government, who has screwed us over time and time and time again. We just keep learning that. If you can think critically and you see what's happening, you're like, God, they keep screwing us, or they're lying to us. And we keep hearing about, so yeah, he needs to just shut up. It's like, he wants us to just sit and take it is what he wants.
And just keep on trusting blindly
Right.
the government who doesn't give a crap about any of us.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, let me have more of your money.
Exactly.
Just give me more of your money, because that is my business, is taking more of your money. And meanwhile, this guy over here, Vivek, he actually has built stuff and never relied on our money for anything. He's actually worked really hard. His parents came over here with nothing, and he worked really hard. And he did what a lot of us want, is that American dream. And, you know, people like Adam hate that.
Yeah.
Well, shame on him.
Jason Miller, who is one of Trump's advisors, maybe, I'm not sure what his role is specifically. Yeah, this guy wanted to talk about the debate and the results of it and Trump's role in it. Here he is.
Other thing, I think is a really important point. I heard someone earlier on the panel say they thought that DeSanctimonious did okay. That's not right. We saw the death of Ron DeSantis' campaign tonight as Vivek Ramaswamy leapfrog him into second place. DeSantis, it didn't do good enough for him to tread water. He had to have a breakout moment, and Ramaswamy completely outshone him. I knew President Trump wasn't going to be there tonight. I didn't know Ron DeSantis was going to skip the debate as well.
Oh, damn. He said that.
Yeah, but that was kind of dumb.
He said it.
That was kind of dumb, though. Like, I think he was trying to be funny.
I mean, he was like, I knew President Trump wasn't going to show up, but I didn't know about. Yeah, that was like, oh, okay. You guys, look what we brought. We don't have dogs here, but we still brought rough greens.
I tried it. I tried to eat it.
We did try to eat it yesterday.
I tried to eat it yesterday. I stuck my finger in there and I was like, okay. It's not bad. I mean, it's actually not bad.
You guys, it's really not.
It isn't.
I mean, it tastes like a bag of health. So, and so it's not bad, but like, I wouldn't recommend eating it as a human. No. This really is for dogs.
I wouldn't recommend you do anything that we do when we're together. It's just a pro tip.
It is very delicious to dogs, though. Okay, so this is, if you have not heard of this before, this is a green powder for dogs. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside if I can do it without spilling. Can I do it without? Was it already open?
You want me to do it?
Yeah, will you do it? But what it is a green powder you sprinkle over your dog's food. Do you see that? Yeah, there it is. So you just take a scoopful of that, a tablespoon or two, depending on your dog's size. You sprinkle that over your dog's food, which is most of the time it's just dead, dry kibble. You sprinkle that on it. It brings it to life, full of all the minerals, nutrients, vitamins, omega oils, probiotics that your dog needs for its longest, healthiest life. It is brought to you by naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, who really knows all the things about dogs' nutrition and how to extend their lives as much as you can, because dogs do not live enough, as we all know.
It's true.
So the great thing about Rough Greens, too, is that you can try it for free. So you can get a free Jumpstart trial bag of it. You just cover shipping costs, and all you do to get your free bag is go to Rough Chicks, that's RUFF, chicks.com, roughchicks.com. Let's do a couple thank yous before we move on to videos. Andrea Cleaver, thank you. She says, Chicks, you look so beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice.
Thank you.
We are running on fumes.
Oh my God. She said, I thought about the sacrifice you made overnight for all of us. Thank you.
Sweet.
You're so wonderful to your fans, and I think of you as my sisters love you so
oh my
much.
Gosh,
oh
so
my God.
sweet, Andrea.
That is so nice. And Christy, thank you. He says his Ubble Day would do a great job. I don't know who she's talking about.
Who are you talking about?
His
Christy?
Ubble Day. His double would do a great job.
Double.
It was at 8 a.m.
I don't know.
That was 20 minutes ago, and I don't remember what we were talking about.
Either. God, menopause
sorry, Christy.
It sucks.
Thank you so much for your comment and for your
you.
Super chat, but I don't remember what we were talking about.
Either. I don't either.
Anyway.
Oh, Budin?
Biden's double. Biden's double.
Biden's double. Yes.
I see what you did there.
Biden debating Trump. We were talking about Biden debating Trump.
That's
so
right.
His double would do
that's
a great job.
Yes, thank you guys.
I mean, I would know. You know,
well, people are convinced that there's
like 5 of them walking
around. There's like a mask line and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so the whole thing about people getting into the debate, to the spin room, that was a thing that happened. We're going to show you that in just a second. But first, there was a moment, you guys probably remember it, when Vivek called himself, just like Obama did years ago. Vivek called himself, I'm that skinny dude, skinny guy with the funny name.
Yeah.
And Chris Christie immediately pounced on it because he remembered that literally was a direct quote from Obama. Obama said the same thing when he burst onto the scene. And so Chris Christie said, "Oh, that sounds like Obama." He said that on the stage, which was accurate because Obama also said that. Marjorie Taylor Greene's take on that is batshit. Okay, I'm sorry, but this is a lunatic take. Listen.
I was pretty disgusted at Chris Christie and his racist comment towards Vivek Ramaswamy, where he was like the only skinny guy on. What did he say? He was comparing him to Obama. Yeah, I mean, I honestly thought that was pretty racist.
I would have just turned, if I was Vivek, I would have turned to Chris Christie and said, I knew you would have gotten triggered by the skinny comment. I would have just put it out there that obviously that was
something else.
How is it racist?
It is not racist.
There's nothing racist about that.
That is crazy.
Like, why are we doing that? Why is she doing that?
Oh my God. I heard that and I was like, this is a person that people are saying should be a VP.
Like there's nothing racist about that comment.
No.
Like there's race had like she's going to have to explain to me like how race even comes into that.
That's just the dumbest thing
ever.
I don't. Oh my God. That was bad.
She could get a job at MSNBC with that comment.
So apparently this team that you see right here, Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene, they went to this debate as Trump surrogates. And as we talked about, I don't even know when, because all the days are running together. As we talked about the other day, yesterday maybe, Trump surrogates were going to be denied access to the spin room.
That was yesterday.
Because Trump voluntarily declined to show up at the debate. So none of his surrogates were going to be allowed to be in the spin room, which I think made sense.
His surrogates, really, the ones that we talked about were Kimberly Guilfoyle and her
but they also
fiance.
went as surrogates.
Okay.
And then you're going to hear that next because they were denied
What does that
access.
even mean? I'm going as surrogates. Like,
it just means that Trump wasn't going to go, so he sent people in his place to represent.
So did he appoint people? Like,
there were people
handpicked that he wanted to have go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were denied.
That just needed to be specified because I don't even understand what that means. Okay.
So here's what happened to them.
I was pretty disgusted at Chris Christie.
Sorry. We need to get to the next part.
Now, and growing. So a lot of people are obviously tuning into President Trump and
Wait a minute. We got to hear that from the beginning. Sorry, guys. It's very touchy.
I would have just put it out there that obviously that was.
I'm going to go ahead and let you know, and for the audience listening, they just blocked us out. They would not allow myself, Matt Gaetz, any other Trump surrogates to go into the spin room. We argued with them, talked to them. We showed the correct credentials. We had spin room credentials, and they would not let us in. So this is censorship. From Fox News, this is censorship, not allowing surrogates for President Trump to go into the spin room. But I think the American people know the truth. They know exactly who they're supporting for president because they're showing it in the polls over and over again. He's winning over 60%.
Before he got here, I talked about the number of views that Tucker got with President Trump. 81 million views right now and growing. So a lot of people are obviously tuning into President Trump and might not as much turned into the Fox production here. We'll go over some of the things, but what was some of the opening moments for you that stood out early on, especially when they would introduce the candidates, when each person introduced themselves?
I'm sorry. I'm still so mad that we just were blocked out. I literally am furious.
Okay, let's go back to that.
America. We have freedom of speech. President Trump's speech is constantly being canceled.
So that.
Okay, but here's the thing though. It's like if Trump didn't, if he didn't debate, then like
he didn't have any place there.
Right. Then it's like we said this yesterday. I mean, I'm not going to go back on what I said yesterday. If he didn't debate, it's like then he shouldn't be able to send minions into the spin room.
Right.
I hate Fox, but
it wasn't censorship. He had every opportunity to be there.
Right.
He chose not to.
Exactly. So I mean, that's the thing. He did kind of censor himself, Cheryl. So that's the thing. It's kind of like I feel like this is self-explanatory. You know what I mean? You can't like send your people into a thing that you didn't want to participate in.
Right.
So
because that was on you.
Yeah,
could have been there.
Listen, we understand censorship. This isn't censorship.
Trump is not being silenced. He went on Tucker and got more views than anybody at this debate.
No,
he doesn't get to play it all the ways.
Yeah, it's he didn't participate, and he could have done both. He could have done both. He could have actually done this debate and done a Tucker thing and still gotten 81 million views.
Yeah.
He could have done everything. And this is the thing.
That's the thing. So Don Jr. and Kim Guilfoyle, you know that they were already planning on busting in, right? And so Don Jr. was approached by the press outside the spin room where they were not allowed in. And was that wind or what was that?
I always feel like somebody's trying to break into our apartment. I don't know.
And so they caught up with Don Jr. Kimberly Guilfoyle, you can see her in the shot right now. She's at the side. You can hear her try to talk, and he just won't. He wants to do all the talking. So it's
Don Jr. does?
Yeah. So it's a little insight into kind of their dynamic,
relationship. Yeah.
Which is interesting. So here he is talking about not getting let in.
Right now, trying to ban people from actually having discourse about politics.
How un-American.
Probably shouldn't surprise any of us. But that's what it is. And I've been told by others that I would be able to go in. So they said we were able to go in, then they said they weren't. Now that we're here, and the candidate that
said you can't go in the spin room.
They're telling me right
He's
now,
saying
Fox
Fox
won't
said
let
that.
me into the spin
But
room.
that's what the American people should know. This is the kind of
They're
network
telling him
they
he
are.
works for security here, but they're telling him that I'm not allowed to go in there because the candidates that they've been boosting while simultaneously trying to cut down Trump for the last 2 years didn't perform as they had hoped. So they can't have someone who can maybe be a representative of my father. Just like a few weeks ago when I was canceled after the first indictment, I was scheduled to go on. And about 5 minutes before I'm on, I found out I'm no longer on because apparently I wouldn't be a great surrogate to talk about my father's indictment. Just so we understand what we're dealing with here. So it shouldn't surprise any of us. And it's also why Trump was 100% right to not go to this debate.
Exactly.
It's beneath him, and when you know that you're walking into a setup because of exactly these kinds of circumstances, you understand exactly what's going on in mainstream media, even conservative.
It's very
I like to
un-American.
knock the one side, but I got to call balls and strikes. This is
She's in the back.
She's just
it's very
like,
un-American.
"That's right."
It's very un-American.
Anyway, they didn't get in.
Why aren't they married yet?
Yeah, they've been engaged for
They've been engaged for a
forever.
really long time. When you're older, don't you know? And then you just get married. Isn't that how that works?
I mean, they know what marriage is all about.
Just don't drag that crap out. Just get married. What is that?
Why aren't they married? Off the pot,
am I the
say.
only one that? Yeah, I can't be the only one that. No, I don't think they're married. They're still engaged.
Yeah, they're not. They don't ever call each other husband and wife.
They're not
or anything.
husband and wife. Yeah. So what is that?
Anyway, that was the thing.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know when this was. I'm assuming it was sometime earlier this week, but Captain Deplorable got to introduce Trump at a thing, and he did the Trump imitation.
great.
And it was so cute.
Really
and I just
great.
thought this would be fun to share
You
with you
guys
guys.
will like this.
Folks, this is something the internet's been waiting for a long time. Let's get the phones out, okay? Mr. President, people wanted to hear it. They wanted to hear it. You did a fantastic job. And I have to say this. We are going to help you win in a landslide. Worse than Chris Christie after the night at Taco Bell.
Dude, if you close your eyes.
Oh my God, he's
It's
so
him.
good. He's so good. Anyway, I just thought that was cute.
It's totally him. If you close your eyes, you cannot tell the difference, honestly.
Oh my God, the voice. He has got the voice spot on.
You have to close your eyes, though, because he's got that giant mullet.
Definitely doesn't have the look down.
Gigantic.
I don't think that's
mullet.
ever been his
Right.
his thing.
There's a huge party in the back there.
Before we do act, let's do our thank yous to
Okay.
the next two folks. Heather says thanks. Heather says thanks for taking one for the team, girls. I was gonna watch, and then I just couldn't expend what little menopausal energy I had left yesterday. It was one of those everybody's dumb days. I'm
right?
loving the recap.
I know.
Oh my God, everybody's so dumb. BTK, thank you. He was invited, and regardless of reason, was not there. His surrogates should be allowed. No, he was invited and chose not to go. That is totally different. You can't say regardless of reason. If he says, I'm not going, then you're not going. And neither are any of your people. Them's the rules.
It's like a team. You know what I mean? It's like they're like, okay, well, if you're not coming, then your team shouldn't be able to come. You
Yeah,
shouldn't be able
that
to come to
doesn't make
this,
any sense.
and they shouldn't be able to come to the spin room.
Right.
I mean, it's like that's kind of weird. Like
he went on to say, or she went on to
Right.
say, they stopped Elder who deserved to be there. It's a setup. The Elder thing seems pretty sketch.
It's very sketch.
They told him at the last minute, oh, well, we don't count Rasmussen polls.
Right.
That seems
and I
super
hope that
sketch.
they're suing.
Well, he said he was going to try to sue to stop the debate from even happening.
Just like I hope somebody that has, that can lawyer up like a Daily Wire, or like I said earlier in the show, I hope that somebody is going to go after Fox.
Yeah.
Because some of these big conglomerates that are super pissed off about what Fox is doing, I hope that they go out. I mean, listen, put everybody in a class action lawsuit against Fox. I'm serious. Like, if they feel like we've been done dirty with this whole Fox is not allowing people to air any of this stuff, and the American people are getting gypped on this, then they need to go after him. But small people can't do it.
Right.
They just, we can't compete against a Fox. That's why we can't show anything, because they will ruin us. And they know that. They know that they can squelch little guys like us. They can absolutely shut us down in like 2 seconds. We would be gone if we showed anything from Fox.
Yeah.
And they know that, and they love it. And so this is the thing.
So tomorrow, by the way, because I saw somebody before the show saying, I can't believe that they were going to stay up and Mock has to drive today. We're not leaving. We're still staying here another night. So tomorrow's show will be just like, we'll probably be in different clothes. Maybe we'll shower.
I don't know.
But the show will be normal tomorrow. The reason I'm bringing it up is only because I suspect, I don't know for sure, but I suspect that by tomorrow, the debate talk will be 100% over, because today is mugshot day.
Right.
Trump is turning himself in, allegedly, and there is going to be a mugshot. And I feel like him turning himself into the Fulton County Jail is going to dominate every single piece of news tomorrow. That's just my sense. I doubt this debate is going to be talked about much more than 24 hours, and that's it.
I mean, possibly. Yeah. Because our news cycle is just so, as you would say, borked.
It's pretty borked.
It's pretty crazy. It used to be that something would, stick for a couple days, and now it's just like every 24 hours is something new.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's time for whack.
Oh, it's time for whack. Let me tell you guys what happened in whack. This is absolutely, totally disgusting.
Horrifying.
So buckle in for this one. So
wait, really quick, just can I, somebody said, I hope Trump smiles for the mugshot. What do you think he'll do? What do you think his face will be?
Oh my gosh. I hope he smiles too.
Because Jenna Ellis's mugshot is the greatest mugshot of all time. It should be her driver's license picture.
It is fantastic. And she looks beautiful.
She looks amazing.
She looks great. I hope he smiles too, you guys. I hope he smiles.
I kind of do too. Like that would
because it'll be like a big FU.
Are you allowed to give the finger? Are you allowed to do that in a mugshot?
I don't think so. Well, maybe you are. Can you do? So, Leanne, he should smile hugely
because he knows that this is going to be
everywhere.
The most famous picture in the history of pictures. So I think it would be great if he smiled.
I think it'd be great if he gave the finger too, or do a thumbs up,
or like a thumbs up.
Yeah, something. I mean, it would be the greatest.
Oh, Annie says you can't give the finger.
You can't do the finger.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Then that thumbs up would be great, right?
Anyway,
okay,
that's an interesting thing.
You guys, there's a guy in Wisconsin. Okay, but this is weird because it says Wisconsin man. He's a Wisconsin man, but he was in Warren, Michigan. So if you live in Warren, Michigan, or anywhere in Michigan, you may just want to sit down for this one. His name is Thomas Howie. He's 54. He was at the Olive Garden in Warren, Michigan.
Who doesn't love an Olive Garden?
I love Olive Garden, you guys. So I was a little bit, I was a lot disturbed by the story, But he was at Olive Garden in Warren, Michigan, and he sat down, he started eating his minestrone soup, and he was like, I feel like it was a needle inside of my mouth, because he wasn't paying attention. He was talking to his friends. He felt like a needle. It was a rat claw.
Show it.
It was
oh my God.
Can you guys see it?
That is a giant foot with claws at the end.
That was in. Oh my God. Somebody said Olive Garden sucks.
No,
Listen,
they don't normally.
I mean, I've been many times, and I usually get like the pasta fazool or whatever that is.
Can you imagine putting that in your mouth?
He just bit right into that, you guys. Bit right into it. It was in Warren, Michigan. Okay. Now he goes. This is my favorite. Are you ready? He goes to the manager and he's like, there's a freaking rat foot in my soup. Okay. The manager says to him, that's weird. We don't even put meat in our minestrone. That was his response. And so
Is he
like,
suing? He's suing, right?
He's suing for $75,000. I feel like it should be more.
I mean, that's a pretty good sum.
It's a good sum, but I mean, you read about people suing for ridiculous amounts for really dumb stuff. And if I eat a rat foot, I'm going to want, I mean, I feel like just from from an emotional damage standpoint, I'm going to want more than 75 grand. I mean, think about like what we're spending on all sorts of things around the world. I'm going to go with more than 75 grand, you guys. I mean, I'm at least going for 100 grand, right? 75 grand. Who ate the rest of the rat? I don't know.
That's a great question.
It was in the pasta fizzle. Yeah. So anyways, that happened.
Oh man.
Oh, you guys always look at your soup. Always look down at your soup before you start eating it. Okay. At any restaurant.
PSA.
That's a PSA from the chicks. It is whack.
Would you guys be really upset if we didn't do talks today? Because I haven't had a really good chance to find good ones. And we wanted to share
my gifts, my birthday gifts. We're going to do that instead. Okay.
I can't wait. Her birthday is on Sunday, but I am super impatient and I love giving presents more than anything. So I gave her presents yesterday. And so she's going to show you what I got.
I'm going to show you what I got. Okay. So first of all, I got a really sweet card. It made me cry because you guys, a lot of you know that like I had a really rough week last week. And so just seeing her has been an absolute gift and it's been wonderful. So she gives me this thing. This is the most fantastic thing ever. Okay. I have it backwards. Yes. This is a sleep mask. Okay?
And it's like super silky.
So I can actually wear this during the day. Like I can wear it when I'm trying to take a nap, which I did yesterday. I had to take like a little nap yesterday. It's I don't know where she got it, but it's like this material that is silky and floofy. And it's okay. When you're a menopausal woman, this is the kind of stuff that you want to get as a gift. Okay. It's fantastic. You guys need one of these. It's fantastic.
I don't know where I got it. I don't
You're
remember.
going to have to tell people.
I don't
and
know.
Then they're going to have to actually sponsor our
People
show.
don't understand that like a year, like starting tomorrow, probably I will be on the lookout for next year's presents. And so I get them and I hoard them.
Does it in
and then
advance.
I forget where I get
If you
anything.
got it on Amazon, you can look back at your
Yeah,
orders
that's true.
on Amazon.
I can.
You
That's
look
true.
back. Okay, this book, it says "Why You're My Bestie." This book, and so I read the whole thing yesterday. It's just full of all sorts of like everything.
It's fill in the blanks.
It's fill in the blanks, and it has like I mean, it's just there's 50 reasons on why she loves me. Right? It's all sorts of things. Like some of them I can't read to you, but
It's private.
some of it's private, but some of it is, I mean, it's like, I enjoy bragging to other people about your sense of humor and well-honed bullshit meter and radar, stuff like that, like all sorts of, you have the funniest snark, things like that. And then she says she's jealous of my skin, which I don't know why she's jealous of my skin, but she is. Yeah. And she said, I still laugh about the time when Eddie was walking. And then she said, you still haven't told anybody if you were kidding or not. You'll never know.
Best story ever.
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
Okay, so this is so cool. If you guys can see this is this big board. Okay, hold on. I gotta open it the right way. It's hard to show. Hold on. I gotta figure out how to open it.
It's slidey slides. Okay.
It's slidey slides. Okay. It's slidey slides. See how it's slidey slides?
This is a grown-up present. It's grown up.
It's very grown up. See how you do like charcuterie stuff? Inside it's slidey slides.
Because you guys know how she's like charcuterie
I'm
queen.
a charcuterie girl. See how it's
and these are fancy like cheese knives, allegedly.
See, they're like, she was like, I don't know what these are, but they look really cool. And it slides. It's so cool. And this is beautiful wood. Look how gorgeous that is.
This is a grown-up present.
Oh my God, I was so excited about
like
this. So she gives this to me first, and I'm like, oh my God, I love this because I need it I'm a charcuterie queen, okay? But then this is like the mother of all gifts, you guys. Okay, so check this out. Look at the charcuterie board. It's gigantic, first of all. See how gigantic it is? Okay, but the bottom of it, you guys, you can't, I don't know if you can read it. Can you read it?
It says Clarkuterie, like charcuterie, only Clarkier.
Can you stand it? It says Clarkuterie. I mean, I cannot, like charcuterie, only Clarkier. It's only Clarkier. It is gigantic. I cannot wait. And this is the kind of like charcuterie board that like all my kids will want. It's gonna be.
I hope it's like
it's gonna be
the
thing. Oh my god! It's
for
just
the Clark
it's
family.
Such a mock thing, and now it's like such. I love it so much, and it's y'all. It's gigantic.
It's big.
It's
really
gigantic. Big. It's so great. I love it. It's gonna be out every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every Easter, and it's huge. I love it. Plus, it's like it's Clarkuterie, you guys.
It's Clarkuterie, not
it's
charcuterie.
Clarkuterie.
It's Clark here.
I'm so excited about
I was so proud when I came up with that.
The greatest gifts ever. So,
and then I was so worried that the company was going to be like, "This is spelled wrong. We're going to fix it for you."
The greatest. And then I know she's wanting to know. Debbie wants to know where you got the board from.
That I do know.
It's personalized. It's a personalized creations. I think. Yeah, I saw the box. Yeah,
but literally, there's a bunch of places that do it. If you Google personalized charcuterie, there's so many different places that do it, different sizes, different looking boards. There's a whole bunch of them.
People are wondering how I'm going to get that. I'm not taking it
no,
back
I'm
on the
gonna
plane.
Because I'm driving home, so I'm driving it back and they'll ship it to her.
Right. So. She just wanted to give it to me in person. Then she's going to drive it back and then put it in a.
Oh, people don't know your last name is Clark.
My last name is Clark.
Why.
My last name is Clark. Yeah, it's a
Clarkuterie.
It's a Clarkuterie board, you guys. Isn't that the greatest? I mean, it's just, yeah. So a once awful week turned into a fantastic week this week. So
Yay.
Yeah, it's been really nice to visit and hang out. And yeah, we plan on this today. We're going to be doing our deep dive.
And remember, this one is going to be
it's going to be a thing.
This one is going to be
dive. It's going to be a little more vulnerable,
if
you will. This one will be an interesting deep dive. And then after
you're going to get to know her really well.
It's going to be a deep dive.
Yes.
Into my soul. and then we're going to probably, what are we going to do after that?
We're going to nap.
We're going to nap after that.
There's going to be a lot of sleeping.
With this beautiful silky thing around my face.
Somebody's asking if I'm going to do the flaps.
And you did it yesterday.
I can do it again.
Yeah.
I don't make a sound because it's just hair.
All right. So we brought it in. You guys, we survived the debate.
Barely.
We survived it, you guys. And then we're actually going to be doing the deep dive today, and we're going to be doing another show tomorrow morning, and then I will be flying back and she will be driving back.
Yes.
And then that's it for the weekend.
Right,
but you'll see us tomorrow. Okay. She just there was your flap.
That's as good as I can do.
It wasn't very loud. Okay, you guys, we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Have a great day.